All right, man, let's do it. Let's do it. It's your boy K Smooth, man, coming to you with another video, Boxing Talk 100. Hey, man, if you are new to this channel, you know what I'm saying, make sure you subscribe to your boy. And furthermore, you know what I'm saying, let's get right to it. Hey, man, Floyd Money Mayweather versus Roy Jones Jr. Now, we know that both guys are legends, you know what I'm saying, and for what they did to the sport, you know what I'm saying, for the sport, you can't do nothing but respect these two guys. Now, one, you know, when you talk about, you know, Roy, you know, I'm 37 years old, so I've been watching Roy, you know, ever since from like 95, 94, 95. Before my brother passed away, we was big Roy Jones Jr.'s fans, you know what I'm saying, of boxing. You know, before Roy was beating everybody, you know what I'm saying, all these fights that they gave him, you know what I'm saying. And then, you know, having his time, you know what I'm saying. Roy was a great fighter, man. He showed a lot of boxers, you know, till this day, you know what I'm saying, what it is, being able to, you know, commentate and be in the division, you know what I'm saying, heavyweight division, moving all the way, you know, from being all the way from down, you know, from weight, going all the way to heavyweight, being, you know, of a champion, from cruiserweight to heavyweight. So I have to be able to respect, you know, Roy, when boxing wasn't, you know, at what it was, and in Roy's, you know, type of era, it was somewhat good, but Roy didn't really have no names, you know what I'm saying. If you really wanted to tell the truth, Roy didn't really have those big names, you know what I'm saying, that, like how Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, fought, you know what I'm saying, to be able to win championships after championships. Now, in Roy's prime was a bad motherfucker, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I take nothing away from Roy. A great champion. You know, he don't claim a lot of titles. You know, I can't really say, you know, for being undisputed or, you know, shit like that. But Roy done did his thing in the boxing world, you know, early. Before, you know what I'm saying, Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Money Mayweather didn't really start hitting the scene until like 2000s and up, you know what I'm saying? Within a 15, 20 to 25 year run, almost 30 years in boxing. Before, you know what I'm saying, you know, Roy did this thing, you know what I'm saying? So you can't forget about, you know, the people that did it before, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, just your elders, you know what I'm saying. Now, Roy might be a little bit older than, you know, Floyd, but, you know, Floyd, you know, he's becoming to be old. You know, Roy, you know, talking shit to Floyd. Yeah, we can't forget about, you know, they don't been close friends for so many years, and I don't know what the fallout, you know, what happened between Roy and Floyd, but y'all can see, you know, within, you know, Roy's, you know, career, he done lost a lot to Tarver, to Glenn Johnson, and a lot of other more fighters, like 3 to 4 losses on, you know, Roy's career, you know, at the ending of his career, you know what I'm saying. But I'm not going to take, you know, nothing away from Roy at the beginning, you know what I'm saying, when he was unbeatable, and he was that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying. We got to be able to, we can't forget about that. We can't not act like, you know, Roy didn't have, you know, his time in boxing. You know, Boxing Talk 100. Now, let's get to it, man. Now I know, you know, Roy, he's been in his, you know, feelings about, you know, Floyd this and Floyd that, you know, whoever, you know, Floyd ain't fault. You know, whoever that Roy, you know, might have thought that who was better than, you know, Floyd, he wanted to see those type of fights with Floyd, such as Amir Khan and, you know, other fighters, you know what I'm saying. I always said, you know, like Keith Thurman, whoever, you know what I'm saying, would have been able to have an opportunity when Floyd was, you know, competing for world titles. These guys had the titles and could have made the fight with Floyd. You know what I'm saying? 100%. At least Keith Thurman. Now, for Amir Khan was a great fighter, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning, but, you know, we've soon to figure out that Amir Khan has a glass chin. So I can understand, you know, yeah, I can see both sides of Roy's side, you know, talking about if Amir Khan, if they would have fought, you know, it's possibly that Amir Khan would have beat Floyd. But I'm saying that I don't believe that shit. I believe Floyd would have dusted Amir Khan ass off easy. Easy work, and would have probably knocked out Amir Khan. There's levels to this shit. Now, let's go back to Amir Khan. Let's just go back off boxing for a minute. Amir Khan and Danny Garcia. That's, for example, that shows you styles make fights. If Amir Khan couldn't beat Danny Garcia, what makes you think, Amir Khan could beat Floyd? I'm just looking at it like that. And especially with a glass chin, you let Danny Garcia rock your ass. Amir Khan ain't been the same ever since. Now we got to be able to go off of that. If Amir Khan would have been winning, maybe he would have had his opportunity with Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, I just wanted to get that out the way, just in case, some fans of boxing don't really know. They go off by what, Roy says, but Roy got to be able to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know until the fight happens. That's just a prediction, in your opinion. Roy, you know what I'm saying? But I think if Amir Khan and Floyd, Amir Khan versus Floyd was to ever happen, I got my money on Floyd. And that'll be in a discussion right there, He'd make easy work of Amir Khan. Amir Khan can box, quick on his feet, but Amir Khan don't got great IQ. A great boxer got the best hands and speed, out of all boxers, but it don't take speed and none of that shit. It takes IQ to be able to land. IQ and to be able to land punches on the opponent. If you can't do that, then, I don't never ever see, Amir Khan beating that, that type of Floyd, A Floyd that's way smarter, better IQ, got great power. A lot of people don't think Floyd got power, but Floyd will break your ass down and eat you up and get you on out of there. You know what I'm saying? And Roy know that shit. I respect and I love Roy. And if this was to be like a grudge type of match, I mean, it could happen because Floyd old now. With all his accomplishments that he done did in the sport of boxing, being able to fight in the States, beating all the champions that you can think of in the boxing world, and some of those that he beat are legends. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Money Mayweather. So when you talk about 50-0 and fighting in the Americas, the man never lost, Roy. It's a different type of ball game when you're talking about, Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, I don't know what the fallout is and this and that, and if there's jealousy or anything like that, I don't really know. But all I can tell you is the both of y'all ain't too far off. The fight can be made. It can be a good old grudge match. And I think Floyd, he'll beat the shit out of Roy Jones Jr. Tiff attack, landing, being able to out-hustle, Roy Jones. I just think Floyd is just, he'll be too skilled. Not only just too skilled, he'll kill in boxing. He gonna eat, Roy Jones' ass up. This ain't gonna be no Roy Jones type of Mike Tyson exhibition fight. Especially if Roy want this shit to be real. Floyd gonna whoop your motherfucking ass, 100%. Floyd ain't gonna play with you. He gonna beat you punch for punch. It ain't gonna be none of that shit. Whether y'all fight and be able to, sign the contract and make this fight, a green light for approval. My money is all on, Floyd Money Mayweather to beat Roy Jones. I love Roy, but when we talk about this boxing shit and boxing expert and master at boxing, I'm giving that to Floyd Money Mayweather all day. Boxing Talk 100. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? It'll make good for the boxing world, you know what I'm saying? We don't see motherfuckers that's older than Floyd and motherfucking, Roy. Such as guys like, George Foreman. Look at Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins wasn't too far off from, fighting, being old and fighting these younger guys. Why not? Floyd and, Roy Jones make a versus match. I would love it. I'd probably buy it. Truth be told, if it ain't like no fake shit and to words, how they said written and all that shit, to where they know already, you know, who gonna win and all that shit. I don't want none of this shit to be fake, man. If they're gonna make it real, make it real. I wanted to be able to make this shit real so we can see. Bring all these fighters back. I've been saying it about Floyd. Floyd don't get, you know, his respect that he should be getting. All the shit that he don't accomplish going back to 50-0. You know what I'm saying? Not just accomplish beating everybody in the Americas, but once again, you beating everybody once again, you beating everybody overseas, you know, in China or wherever you making these matches at. You know, some of the best fighters in the world in Floyd Mayweather goes out to destroy. From country to country, from city to city, from state to state. And the boy ain't never been beat yet, haven't been beat yet. And for yeah, a lot of people gonna be like, oh, some fighters have beat them, but we got to be realistic, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you go to war within the ring, it's gonna be a lot of landing and punching and this and that. And when it's all said and done, you know, winning can only be ruled by the judges. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no mistake from, you know, Floyd winning all his fights and not losing at all. You know, Boxing Talk 100. I got a spider. Hold up right quick. Yeah, so dealing with that little fucking spider, man. It was like a white spider, but you never know how, if you get bit, you just never know what may happen. But yeah, back to Roy and Floyd, man. I just think with Roy, you know what I'm saying, he's just too in his feelings about, you know, Floyd's accomplishments. You know, because it sure ain't got nothing to do with, I mean, what could Roy possibly be mad about? They used to be homeboys for so many years. Back in the early, you know what I'm saying, 1999 going into the 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Before 2000s even hit the scenes, Roy was at his peak. And like I said, Roy have always been the man, you know what I'm saying, until he fought, you know, those elite fighters. So I can't be mad at, one thing I can tell the boxing fans about, you know, Floyd, you know, and what he says, I can't be mad about Floyd. I would never ever put a motherfucker and say that a motherfucker is better than me either. If I'm undefeated like Floyd, 50-0, and I know there's been legends before me, like, you know, like Ali and Frazier and, you know what I'm saying, Foreman and all these fighters, I'm not gonna say they better than me. This is why Roy, now, I can't take your side on this, Roy, you know, because that's an opinion. That would be your opinion, even though that, you know, Ali was one of our greats. Everybody ain't going to have the same opinion. And that's just what it is. Everybody ain't going to say, oh, Muhammad Ali should be the greatest of all time in boxing. That's your opinion, Roy. You can't be mad at a boxer that on boxing gave his, you know, all in boxing in the world sport for saying that he's better than Muhammad Ali and anybody that came across boxing. I'm not mad at Floyd Money Mayweather for that. I can't be mad at Floyd for that. That's his opinion. And from the looks of it, from what I don't see, I'm gonna say Floyd is TBE, the best ever. You know what I'm saying? The best, one of the best that did it. If not number one. Floyd Money Mayweather. Boxing Talk 100. Ali don't did a lot, but Ali got his ass whooped too. No disrespect to the great one, but Ali don't got his ass whooped in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of more who we can talk about, like Frazier and Foreman and all that. They don't suffer some losses. Roberto Duran and all these motherfuckers that lost. Even Sugar Ray Leonard. All of them suffered losses in boxing except Floyd Money Mayweather. So how can you not be the best ever if you ain't never lost? I don't give a fuck what they say. Floyd don't beat some greats, man. When you talk about Manny Pacquiao and he want the rematch, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, all these motherfuckers that he put his life on the line just to be able to be the best in the world. Oscar De La Hoya, we know him for sure before boxing who was running it. You know what I'm saying? Who was running the promotions in boxing? Golden Boy. So it's different, you know what I'm saying? It's different, you know what I'm saying? You know, being on the throne, you know what I'm saying? The king ain't always gonna be fresh. He gonna sooner or later be old and run out of time, unless he can keep up with his throne. And that ain't that's me saying about Floyd. You know, Floyd has done a wonderful job being able to stand on that throne. And that would be my opinion, man. Floyd need to come on back. If a lot of people still doubt Floyd, such as, you know, Roy and Pacquiao, because Pacquiao want the rematch, and a lot of other fighters, you know what I'm saying, that want to be able to fight, you know, Floyd. I'm pretty sure Jermell Charlo want to fight him. I'm pretty sure Terrence Crawford want to fight him. Keith Thurman still want to fight him. It's unfinished business for Floyd. I mean, let's just keep it real. It's unfinished business. Everybody can say what they want until Floyd come back out of retirement and do it the right way. Unfinished business, because you definitely got a whole lot unfinished business. If you can still fight these exhibitions and going over in China and Japan and all these other foreign countries to go get a bag, you can hop your ass right back in the States and compete for world championships. Just like Manny Pacquiao. That's the reason why I respect Manny Pacquiao for hopping his ass back into championship mode. I respect Manny Pacquiao 100%. They always gonna be on Floyd until he get back in this shit. I'm not saying that I want to see him be able to lose. I want to see him be able to beat everybody. Everybody that's doubting him, I want to be able to see him whoop everybody's ass. Boxing Talk 100. That's one of my goats, Floyd. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Muhammad Ali, unfortunately, wasn't my era, but I can't forget about my ancestors, you know what I'm saying, and the color of my skin, and, you know what I'm saying, who did it in the wars, you know what I'm saying, of men that was of color, you know what I'm saying, of our color, you know what I'm saying, Muhammad Ali, the great ones, you know, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, all these great ones that did it before us, Joe Louis. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to pull your hat off to these fighters. Which I know about Bumpy Johnson. We could go way back if y'all want to. These type of fighters, you know what I'm saying? But Floyd versus Roy Jones Jr. It'd have to, Roy gotta be on his best training, because to be able to, first of all, they both, it's gonna be a great matchup, because Roy, he's pretty much old. If he's still like he can still fight, he looks strength up. So, you know, Floyd, he getting old and he almost getting to be looking strength up. Make the fight happen. It'll be perfect. It just, Floyd gonna be a little bit more, you know, younger, you know what I'm saying, within, you know, Roy, but we can't forget these still men of war. However, well, whatever type of age you can put it on. The being more older is being, you know, more knowledgeable. So why not make the fight? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not? They'll love to see these old niggas get in there and put on the show, especially for the boxing world. It wouldn't be no difference than back in the days when it was of the Caesar, you know what I'm saying, and them, you know, slaughtering each other in these arenas and shit like that. It just modern day, you know what I'm saying, how they needed to make it without killing. You know what I'm saying? It's still, yeah, you can still get killed, but you know what I'm saying, it's a level of, you know what I'm saying, they don't really want to see nobody get hurt in the sport, but this is a sport. This is a sport. It ain't no difference, you know what I'm saying, from passed down, you know, of the sport, a blood sport. And like I said, you know, I'd love to see the fight, you know what I'm saying? Comment at the bottom and let me know what y'all think about the fight. I think Floyd, he'll pick, you know, Roy apart. I think Roy would be too slow. He'd have to get up on Roy and be right there to be able to contain, you know, Floyd without him moving. Because Floyd gonna be an old grudge nigga moving in that ring and still acting like he old. When it's all said and done, Boxing Talk 100. That's what we gonna see from Roy. I mean from Floyd. I think that's what we gonna see from Floyd. He's just gonna box his ass off, move in the ring. If they was to make this type of fight happen, man, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised, man. But they need to start fucking with Roy. He needs to start fucking with Floyd, man, before he really find out. You know, you can't go into a match and, you know, your matches that you have, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Antonio Tarver, you know, put you on your ass and knocked you out, put you to sleep. Then you had another fight with, you know what I'm saying, Glenn Johnson. Same thing. Hit you on your chin, put you on your ass. Then you had another fight. I think it was like a white dude, a white boy or something. Same thing. Hit you on your chin, put you to sleep. I mean, come on, Roy. Something ain't right. I don't blame Floyd for, you know, stirring up shit. If you talking shit, if you ain't, you know, you going about a way to where you want to smoke with Floyd, then I'm pretty sure Floyd gonna give you what you want. I can't be mad at Floyd, you know what I'm saying, for watching videos and you getting knocked out. That's, everybody gonna tune in for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad at Floyd for watching video of you getting knocked out and using it against however he gonna use it against you. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you should have knew better before them fights, you know, and get clipped on the chin and getting put to sleep to where everybody got to watch you. Roy? But yeah, man, that's just my opinion on that fight. I don't think nobody can fuck with Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Not even Roy. Roy, it's best that you know what I'm saying, keep commentating. Yeah, you make it sound good because you telling Floyd like whatever he want to do, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody, some people gonna buy that, you know, because they've been a fan of you, Roy. But when we really talk this boxing shit, you gotta ask yourself a question, Roy Jones Jr. Do you really want that smoke with Floyd Money Mayweather? And all right, I'll wait. Do you really want that smoke with Floyd Money Mayweather? Because I believe if this fight was to happen, it's gonna be a no contest. Floyd gonna win. You would have to really clip, you know, Floyd. What you gonna do to Floyd that he ain't been through yet? What, you just want to hit Floyd just to say that you got in there? You got to go in there and beat him. A fight with Floyd ain't gonna be good enough if you ain't going there and trying to think about beating him. That's what we don't want to see. We want to actually go see a motherfucker go in there and beat Floyd. If you talking that shit the way how you talking it, Roy, we want to see that type of shit. And if it's gonna be real, because like I said, you know, you might have the advantage, Roy. And again, Boxing Talk 100 to my fans, Roy Jones Jr. might have a motherfucking advantage now that they both kind of old. Cause Floyd, he kind of old. I could put him in those girls matches with these old niggas. But out of all these old niggas, I'm picking Floyd to beat him. You know what I'm saying? He considered to be in that old, you know, old folks, you know, bracket of the men. So why not? Put them all in there. Put them all in there. I think Roy get beat up though. Roy gonna get beat up. All right, you know, it'd just be the only thing I can think of, Roy getting beat up. If he's saying that he wanted to be real, he really gonna get beat up. But if you go in there and you put on the show for people and make it an exhibition fight, then y'all gonna be cool and make up and all that bullshit, you know. Y'all just have to be able to fight to get it off y'all chest. I understand that. But if y'all want to make it real to where a motherfucker get knocked out and somebody get put to sleep, brother Roy Jones put Floyd to sleep, and I know that's impossible, but it's impossible for Floyd to fuck up Roy. That's what I'm telling y'all. Boxing Talk 100, because I don't seen it in Floyd. I don't seen the killer instinct in Floyd that a lot of motherfuckers don't have. And they're going to continue to say, oh, Floyd, he's been, you know, he's a runner, he's this and he's that. And you're only fooling yourself about Floyd Money Mayweather. 100%. A lot of them fights that they say that Floyd actually lost. Floyd ain't losing them fights, man. He beat the shit out of all them people. Madonna, a lot of people gonna say Madonna won, those fights or whatever, but I didn't see that. I seen Madonna getting his ass beat to the punch and Floyd landing a lot. Now Madonna did good by, knocking Floyd's teeth out and making a necklace out of it and all that shit. You fought a GOAT. You're supposed to be able to brag about that type of shit, but did you beat the GOAT? You didn't beat the GOAT. Now I understand your people being behind you and, they want to be able to, guide you through having a fight with a legend and beating a legend, but you didn't win, Madonna, or any other fighters. Castillo at the beginning, all these motherfuckers, man, you lost. Because if Floyd would have lost, then it would say on his record that he lost. Boxing Talk 100. And that's a nigga that we talking about too, so y'all mean to tell me boxing world and the boxing association with the people that run it, they favor a nigga more? Like, let's keep it real. It ain't nothing about that. It's just a better fighter when it's all said and done. Y'all got to be able to use your mind, not to be able to favor. We don't think about, a lot of people don't got, they don't got the common sense, and they be so quick to be able to favor in their people. I understand that, so your people, but you got to be, you got to tell the truth when it's all said and done. Who was the real winner? Boxing Talk 100. But yeah, man. Roy Jones Jr. got to slow down because, man, he could get himself really in trouble to where he get his ass beat and then he be on camera for real with another loss against Floyd. You think that Antonio and motherfucking and all these other fighters put Roy to sleep, but keep fucking with Floyd and you gonna find out, Roy. You gonna find out. Since Floyd know where you at and can make a quick call, that fight can be made. Comment at the bottom and let me know if y'all want to be able to see that fight and who y'all think would win that fight, you know what I'm saying? And how would that fight end, you know what I'm saying? Floyd in TKO, knockout, or will it just be a simple, you know what I'm saying, exhibition match to where they both get paid? Let me know what y'all think about it, because from my eyes, it looked like it's bad blood between the two, you know what I'm saying? And furthermore, they could go way past, further than what it is. They don't like each other. They don't respect each other. So why not give it a real bloody type of fight? Once again, Floyd got so many opportunities, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever Floyd want to do, because he's still the man that remains. When you talk about the masterful boxer, #1, and when you talk about the aura of boxing and who portrays that boxing spirit of the greatest fighter ever in the flesh, that would be Floyd sitting on the throne. And then you got everybody else that's looking on up on that throne. Even the ones who did it before him, I don't give a fuck. They got to be able to pour out their blessings for the one who don't pass them. And that's what it's all about. You got to be able to leave it to somebody else. Records and all that shit is meant to be broken. If it wasn't, then it wouldn't happen like that. So I can't be mad at Floyd for his, opinion and how he feels of him being the best ever in boxing over Muhammad Ali. And I would agree, you know what I'm saying, with Floyd on this. And I'm sorry about that, you know what I'm saying? We I know a lot of fans gonna be, Muhammad Ali is the greatest, but not in my eyes. I'm sorry. And Roy, you can't be biased of having everybody in the boxing world be able to say Muhammad Ali is the best to ever do it. That's just not gonna work with some people. I'm sorry, Roy. And if you feel like that, then maybe you need to get your ass whooped by, Mayweather, so he can reassure you. You know what I'm saying? Because Roy really don't lost his motherfucking mind. Boxing Talk 100. Roy don't lost his motherfucking mind, if you ask me. I would never say a motherfucker is better than me. And comment at the bottom and let me know if you would say a motherfucker is better than you. If you knew all boxing, if you was once in boxing, and if you was undefeated in boxing. For example, Floyd, like I've been saying, for Floyd, he got a way better resume. The lifestyle of him being rich and whatever is way better than, you know, Roy's. You know, in my opinion, Roy would have a lot of that shit too if he wouldn't have lost against Glenn and, you know, Antonio Tarver and all these other fights. Roy, he'll be somewhere else. We'd be talking about Roy never losing, just like Floyd. So yeah, man, comment at the bottom and y'all let me know if y'all liked it, you know, that Floyd, you know, versus, you know what I'm saying, Roy Jones Jr. fight. Is it intriguing, you know what I'm saying, for them to be able to fight, you know what I'm saying? If Boxing Association, whoever, you know, got the business within boxing to be able to negotiate and sign contracts, would this be a good old grudge, you know, old type of match? Floyd Money Mayweather versus Roy Jones Jr. Let me know. But yeah, man, I just wanted to make a quick video, you know what I'm saying? You know, Floyd and Roy, two different fighters, you know, two different eras, two African-American black brothers that I dearly love. But when we have to be able to tell the truth, one had a better career than the other one. And that was Floyd over, you know, Roy's. I don't care what nobody say. Roy, now, like I said, I'll go back to it. Me and my brother, we love watching Roy and the fighters that he fought. And, you know, some of them fighters didn't have names. It was just a showcasing for Roy to be able to get through. He was that good of a fighter and talented of a showsman, you know what I'm saying? Not just a showman, but he won, you know, championships and, you know, was able to accomplish, you know, winning, you know, from the beginning until, you know, losses within his later career. But two different fighters. Roy was a killer, but he didn't have that killing instinct, you know, like Floyd. Floyd was a killer and he had killing instinct. It's a difference. Roy was a killer and he had great boxing skills, but he didn't have that killing instinct. You know, because if he would have had a killing instinct, no problem would he would have beat a guy like Glenn Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Did nobody know who Glenn Johnson was? Antonio Tarver was like right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, Roy got him in the first one, then the rematch and all that shit. Come on, talk to me. Roy should have overcame them fights as well. We wouldn't even be in this situation talking about Floyd and, you know, Roy. Money Mayweather and Roy. We wouldn't even talk about either, you know, either of these fighters being able to stir up, you know, this type of boxing match. You know? But I just think when it's all said and done, and I'll leave y'all like this, you know, Floyd, he the greatest of all time. Over whoever you want to put over. And I'm going to tell you, Floyd, whoever you want to put over, I even say the name. Floyd is better than Muhammad Ali, better than Sugar Ray Leonard, better than Tommy Hearns, better than, you know what I'm saying, Joe Frazier, Joe Louis, you know what I'm saying, better than anybody in the light heavyweight, you know what I'm saying, division going up to welterweight. Any name, it don't matter what type of weight class you in, you know what I'm saying? Floyd just had the better flamboyant boxing, you know what I'm saying, career out of anybody. Being flashy, more money, and never lost. Do y'all not understand that? The GOAT himself. You know, and that's hard, man. That's a hard one, you know what I'm saying, to be able to improve, you know what I'm saying, you know, being able to accomplish, you know, without losing. You know, there's certain fighters that you can give, you know, credit to and respect, you know. Floyd himself, Jake LaMotta, a lot of fighters, you know what I'm saying, coming at the bottom who ain't never lost, you know what I'm saying, in boxing. That's two right there, two names for sure that never lost in this boxing league. Floyd and Jake LaMotta. So, if you want to ask me and who would be on that Mount Rushmore, it'd definitely be Floyd. For me, Floyd, Jake LaMotta, James Toney, and I'll put somebody in there like Lennox Lewis. Those will be my 4 greats in boxing. Sorry to tell you, but those will be my greats. Ain't nobody beating Floyd. Floyd whooping everybody ass and pulling out the belt, lining their asses up. Now, listen carefully what I'm saying. Now, if Floyd was to return, it'd be a lot different. You know, Manny Pacquiao would have to take care of Mario Barrios. For Manny Pacquiao to be able to carry that 147-pound, WBC title belt and run and get back into the division, and hopefully for an undisputed run, you would have to go and beat Mario Barrios, Manny Pacquiao. And then that would interest Floyd Money Mayweather then coming back out of retirement. To be able to fight for a belt and claim, for another championship belt, that would probably be a no-brainer for Floyd. The money is going to be good. Y'all already know that. The thing is, how would it be for Floyd in his decision? Would he think that boxing would try to fuck him when it's all said and done? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Now Pacquiao, he's pretty much in his bag right now, you know what I'm saying? And he's motherfucking he's moving. He's not just sitting, you know what I'm saying? He's active. Now Floyd, I can't say that about Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, you making moves on your private jets and getting money and getting the bag, but you ain't fighting in no championship mode type of fight. Floyd, you would have to get ready and your body ready and to be able to get back in there. That's where Manny got you beat at. You understand? So Floyd, yeah, this'll be it'd have to be heavy on Floyd's, mind, and that'd have to definitely be like a $200 million check for him to be able to fight Manny Pacquiao. Probably fucking $500 million, $500 million for both fighters. 500 plus million for both fighters. That's $1 billion to where they both can split up. If that fight was to be able to be made, Pacquiao and Mayweather 2. If Pacquiao is able to beat Mario Barrios this Saturday, you go and take that belt. Now you the man at 147. You know what I'm saying, Manny Pacquiao. Now there's gonna be a lot of heads turning. Not just a Floyd potential rematch. That'd be if Floyd want to be able to fight. That wouldn't be up to nobody else. That'd be up to Floyd if he wanted to be able to fight Pacquiao. Now knowing that we could probably get that Floyd, that fight, it probably wouldn't matter to Floyd. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna mean nothing to Floyd, because Floyd, of what he don't accomplish in beating Manny Pacquiao, it ain't gonna be shit to him. So he might not even take the fight. Floyd Money Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to be able to see what happens. Now Manny Pacquiao, on the other hand, I'd already said it. If you become WBC champion at 145, there's opportunities. Unless you retire on, just winning the championship. That's a huge accomplishment. Being able to get, capture a championship. At the age that you are now and being active going into a championship fight to fight Mario Barrios, of him giving you a title defense matchup, if you go in there and beat Mario Barrios and you do well and you accomplish, there's no telling what's, up next for Manny Pacquiao. You go and chase Boots. If Boots don't move up to 54, or you await the winner out of Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney. And we also got Virgil Ortiz out there too, you know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't be too far off, you know what I'm saying, with Manny Pacquiao fighting these fighters. Lots and lots of opportunities at 147. But we'll just have to see, you know what I'm saying, who vacates or who's able to stay in there. We would hope that Boots don't go to 154, because he has 2 of those 4 belts. He has 2 belts. Brian Norman has 1, that would make 3. And Mario Barrios has the WBC championship, that would make 4. Along with all the special belts, to be able to come, being able to, set up for these unification matches. Turkey and Inshallah, they do real good of creating these belts along with the belt, 4 belt era belts, you know, special belts of whoever win. You know, so it's a huge accomplishment, and it's something different, you know, for showcasing, to be able to put, you know, hardware, you know what I'm saying, or trophies or whatever, rings or whatever on your wall. That's what it's always about. This shit is about legacy, and that's the reason why I respect Manny Pacquiao for getting back into championship mode. You know, defining your legacy, fighting the champions that got belts. That's what it's all about. But we can't move past Barrio and Manny Pacquiao until they have their fight, and we can see what happens, you know what I'm saying, after the Saturday. That'll determine it all, you know what I'm saying, if about Manny Pacquiao. If Floyd will give him a rematch, or if he seeks other championship matches. Manny Pacquiao, you must handle business. You must get Mario Barrios out of there. Plain and simple, Manny Pacquiao. You got to get Barrios out of there. There's been a lot of shit, you know, a lot of confusion in the sport world of boxing, because, you know, these guys, you know, that are champions, man, they ain't making unification matches. Whether it's at 140 to 147, man, I don't know, especially at 147. I don't know what the fuck is going on at 147. Teofimo, you know what I'm saying? You got Antoine Russell. You got a whole lot of fighters. You know, we get to see Isaac Cruz and, you know, whoever he's fighting with the rematch, but 140 right now is up for grabs, you know what I'm saying? It's really up for grabs. You know? We seeing Matias just beat old boy. You know, so Matias is a champion now at 140. That fight with him and Gary Russell Jr., Antoine Russell Jr. can be made. When you talk about Albert Puello, he lost against, old boy. So, you know, that's just how it goes. You know, we were able to see upsets, you know what I'm saying? When we think that, you know, fights are going to happen with Puello and, you know, Gary Antoine Russell, because they had damn near the same kind of belt. Now that he lost, you know what I'm saying? Now it's, you know, give or take, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's a lot of opportunities now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of opportunities. You know, so 140 is stacked. You know, Subriel Matias is, you know, a new champion now, beating Albert Puello. Hopefully we can get, you know, Gary Antoine Russell Jr. and Albert Puello to be able to fight for a unification fight. If not, we got Richardson and we got Teofimo at 140. They got to be able to take care of business, man. Like, what's the holdup at 140? Y'all see what I'm saying? What's the holdup? What's the best available fight for Gary Antoine Russell Jr.? Who's going to give him that fight? I'd love to see Gary Antoine Russell Jr. in Richardson. You know what I'm saying? Fight at 140. Or whoever it is. Teofimo and Gary Antoine Russell. It can be Teofimo in Subriel Matias now. You know, it's been in the talks from so many, you know, months ago of, you know, Subriel being, you know, the boogeyman, and look at him now. He lost and then gained his win back to be able to, you know, capture a title, a world title. Now he's able to be able to defend, you know, whoever, you know, he's going to defend against. And that's against a white boy. You know, when we seen Turkey Ishalai and the Prince being able to have them in the ring, soon as when Subriel beat, you know, Puello, we seen them step in the ring and was able to make them match up. That's what I want to see Turkey Ishalai, you know, start doing from here on out. Even with Canelo, y'all better do that shit with Canelo and Crawford. If they win, y'all better set them up with a fighter that's a high elite and is ready, you know, is be given, you know, a world title, a title defense, a shot. Turkey got to do the same thing. Don't just pick and choose, you know what I'm saying, try to make, because that's what's going to hold the fights up. Other than how you speak it and how you speak it. If you're going to speak it like that and present the names in boxing who's ever going to fight, then start doing that shit. I'd be okay with that. The fans need to be able to, you know, see how it play out like that. And I'd go with that. You know what I'm saying? Right then and there in the middle of the ring, soon as when whoever win, because the winner has to be able to move on. The loser got to be able to go to the drawing board. You can no longer talk about the loser anymore. He's out of there. Only the winners get, you know, to be able to be served, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, their winning and the credits and all that. Give them what they want, you know what I'm saying, what they asked for. Boxing Talk 100. But yeah, man, stay tuned, man. Like I said, man, I'm glad that y'all, you know, if you, like I said, if you are new and you are watching this, enjoying this, you know what I'm saying, video, I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, and make sure you know, share this video and talk boxing, man. I love talking boxing, man. Anytime I get up on here and start, you know, talk about boxing videos, man, I'm excited. I love boxing, you know what I'm saying? From my favorite fighters to your favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? It excites me to be able to talk about, you know, the matchups. You know, Boxing Talk 100. But yeah, man, stay tuned. You know, this Saturday we got Mario Barrios and, you know, Manny Pacquiao. You know, coming at the bottom and let me know who y'all think gonna win that fight. I already got my money on Mario Barrios. I'm also, you know what I'm saying, I'm also, you know what I'm saying, riding with the Texas boy. We is from Texas, you know what I'm saying. So of course, you know what I'm saying, I'm riding with Mario Barrios. But I love Manny Pacquiao, but I just think that, you know, age is gonna catch up with him, and maybe not. We could see Manny Pacquiao going there and destroy Mario Barrios, and Mario Barrios gonna come in the fight and put on the show, and knowing that he's the champion, Pacquiao could go in there and disturb all that 100%. And then it'll be a difficult fight. It's gonna be a difficult, long night for Mario Barrios to be able to contain, you know, speed and, you know, if Pacquiao lands, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a brutal matchup, bloody fight, a type of war, type of bloody type of fight. And that's what it's all about. You know, Pacquiao's been about those, you know what I'm saying, his whole career, most of his career being in these lump, bloody type of fights. Mario Barrios too, you gotta, you know, pull your hat off to him. You know, he's champion and he's giving Manny Pacquiao a title defense shot, you know. It should be the other way around, but you know, the advantage goes to Mario Barrios in this one. But yeah, man, it's your boy K Smooth, man. Thanks for watching this video, and make sure you comment at the bottom and subscribe to your boy, and you know, like I said, you know, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna have our different opinions, and that's just what it is. Whether it's about Floyd or Roy or anybody that you like, you know what I'm saying? We all gonna have our different opinions. But make it make sense when you're talking about boxing. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, man, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, and like I said, I hope y'all having a good day, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, all I could do is ask is for y'all to be able to leave, you know, a comment, and make sure y'all, you know, subscribe. That's all I ask, and you know what I'm saying? But other than that, thanks for watching this video, and enjoy the rest of y'all day, and be on the lookout for these upcoming fights, man. It's getting real, you know what I'm saying? And it's getting more entertaining with the rules and, you know, regulations in boxing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, make boxing great again. That's all I can ask for. Make motherfucking boxing great again. And on top of that, pay-per-view, it ain't gonna be none of that shit. Turkey Inshallah and you know, the Prince, they saying that it's gonna be free, you know what I'm saying? They gonna work on making these fights free in the near future. So, you know, because it's not fair to the fans, man. Half of the fans, you know, you already fucking buying Daz, and then on top of that, you gotta order the fight. And then, you know what I'm saying, like, it's just so much shit, you know what I'm saying, like, with this world, we don't see him from HBO to, you know, from Showtime, and then moving on, you know, Netflix, and then, you know, now Daz and all that. I understand it's a money thing, but goddamn, it's too much. It's too much. People can't afford it. Make it how it used to be back on ESPN or DAZN, you know what I'm saying? Live to where everybody can enjoy the fight. The fighters, they gonna promote the fights anyways, and they gonna get their money regardless. The signing on the contract, whatever they sign for, they gonna get their money regardless. So it don't matter, you know, how we go about it or, you know, what it is, because out of all the countries, it don't even got to be in America. The motherfuckers, they gonna pay for it too. Whether in Saudi Arabia, wherever they at in the country, you know, they gonna pay for these fights. So that's what's gonna make them rich anyway. So why complain? You know what I'm saying? I agree. Make these motherfucking fights, you know, free to where everybody can enjoy, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you pay for, you know, a subscription, you know, monthly subscription, whatever you're gonna be paying for, but at least you'll be able to get to watch the fight for free, man, on Dazzle. But yeah, man, this your boy K Smooth, man. Hope y'all enjoyed my video, and I'm out of here, man. Until next time, this your boy K Smooth, Boxing Talk 100. Let's go. Peace.